Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do a detailed review of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Now we have reviewed the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max with 108 megapixel camera and the Redmi Note 10, which is the base variant priced 11,999. So many have been asking us about the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Now we have purchased this from me.com, and this device comes with a 64 megapixel Samsung GW3 sensor, and that's the only difference between the Redmi Note 10 Pro and the Pro Max variant. So we're going to talk about this device. So we'll not go into detail because we already done the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max review. Most things are same, but we'll talk about this briefly. Now, is it really the worthy device to buy at 15,999 pricing? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Now first, design and build quality. Again, as I said before, it's one of the really good premium looking designs out there. We have the vintage bronze variant, which looks really great. The curved edge just gives it a good feel altogether. And apart from that, the camera unit looks really great. Now there is one difference between the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max and the Pro. You can see that around the primary camera, there is a silver finishing on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, while here we have the black color. So that's one of the visible differences. Otherwise, exactly the same design. We have the fingerprint scanner on the side panel, power button or other volume keys. Then you have a dedicated SD card slot on the side. Both bottom and top have speakers, USB Type-C port, 3.5mm audio jack, IR blaster, and the back panel definitely looks gorgeous. You can see this is the frosted finish, and the camera design also looks great. So this is definitely one of the refreshing designs, and the in-hand feel is great, and also the slim form factor gives a good feel altogether. So design and build quality is one of the great aspects about the Redmi Note 10 Pro and the Pro Max series. Now next is the display. Now this is again a massive upgrade here. So we get a Super AMOLED display. So here you can see that this is a Super AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate. So you can see here it's very smooth in terms of refresh rate. So that's one of the great aspects. So one of the major improvements is the 120Hz refresh rate. This is first time we are seeing a Super AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate below the 20,000 price segment, and display is super with 1200 nits of brightness and a Gorilla Glass 5 support. So overall display quality is really great, and it looks really premium. Now next is the software. So as I said before, it comes with the MIUI, and MIUI 12 is a version. You can actually uninstall a lot of apps, the pre-installed app. That's something which Xiaomi is giving with the Mi or other Redmi Note 10 series. You can uninstall all the apps except for the stock or the core apps like the dialer, get apps, and few other security apps, camera, etc. But otherwise you can uninstall all the apps. Now regarding the ads, when we reviewed the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, we mentioned that there will be ads, but there is a clarification from Xiaomi that there won't be any third-party apps like what you saw on the Redmi Note 10 or Note 9 Pro Max. There are certain apps which might give you ads, but those ads will not be third-party ads. They will be ads of specific apps. For example, the Mi Pay application, which is pre-installed, might give you an ad about the same application. That means Mi Pay application, but there won't be any third-party apps or those kind of rogue or nasty ads. Those things will not be there on the Redmi Note 10 series. That's definitely a welcome move, although there are some ads, but those ads will be of the same apps or pre-installed apps which will be giving their own ads. So that's the only difference here. Now otherwise this definitely looks pretty good. Now the software experience is good. The memory management could have been better. That's one of the issues with the Mi devices. The memory management is not that great, but overall software wise it gives the plethora of options and plenty of options to customize. So that way it is pretty good. Now next performance, this device comes with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G, which is a tried and tested chipset, and works really well. So we don't have any sort of complaints here in terms of the performance side. So it works really well. So that's the performance aspect of the Redmi Note 10 Pro, and the gaming experience is exactly the same. We do not see any difference. So we have posted a detailed gaming review, so you can check out that video as well. It's exactly the same as the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. Now next, the fingerprint scanner and face unlock performance again looks really good. The side mounted fingerprint scanner performance is pretty fast. Face unlock is fast but not the fastest out there. Again, really good performance. Now the stereo speakers provide great experience. The call quality is good. You get a voice over Wi-Fi, VoLTE, then you get carrier aggregation. All the things are included, so nothing is left out on this device. There is no 5G support that we already talked about in our previous review as well. Next, moving on to the camera. So that's one of the most important change with respect to the Pro Max. Here we get a 64 megapixel Samsung GW3 sensor. Again, we have done a detailed camera review. Rest all features remain the same. Now the primary 64 megapixel GW3 sensor does a pretty good job in terms of daylight conditions, good details. There is a bit of exposure issues, but then again the contrast seems to be slightly messed up at times, but not a major concern though. Sharpness levels are good, overall detailing also looks good. Now the ultra wide angle camera does pretty good job overall. It's kind of same experience what we saw on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max as well. Now macros again has been really stellar in terms of performance, one of the best macros available in this price segment. Now portraits are something which has been improved here. Now compared to the Pro Max, we felt that portraits are better on the Pro. Again, we have done a detailed camera comparison of those two devices to get an idea about how the performance is. Now low light is one area where this struggles a bit compared to the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. Again, for the price segment of 16,000, this performs pretty well, but compared to the Note 10 Pro Max, this struggles a bit in terms of low light experience, and there is a bit of noise, and images turned out to be a bit softer in nature. But again, considering the price segment, this is definitely good performance all around. Now video recording is also quite okay. The colors are mostly natural and does a decent job altogether. So that's the camera aspect of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Overall, we feel the Redmi Note 10 Pro justifies the camera performance in the 16,000 price segment. Now finally, battery life, again exactly the same battery capacity and charging, so we do not see any major difference here. Again same battery life, so you can expect like 8 to 9 hours of battery life easily. That's or rather screen on time, and you can get like 1.5 days easily with moderate to high usage. So again, that depends upon person to person. So now summing up, how good is the Redmi Note 10 Pro? In one word, just go get that. If you can get that, that's probably the best value for money device out there in 16,000 price segment. Everything looks good. Couple of minor issues. One is there is no 5G. Then MIUI optimization isn't the best. Otherwise, or probably you can add that low light experience is not as good as the Pro Max, but otherwise it's a solid device without any sort of doubt. At 16,000 price segment, this is definitely the best value for money device you can get right now, with overall great aspect, great design and build quality, superb display, good software experience, good performance, good cameras, and great battery life, and the minor cons we already mentioned here. So that is the detailed review. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.